all about that life.
Go live. We're going live on every single
Let's do it.
part. No. Okay. Oh, gee, there it is. Look, it is happening. We are all here together. We are here.
Welcome.
Okay, everybody. We're good. Okay. The camera of this one. Yeah, it's just, okay.
Okay, I have one question first. Where am I looking?
All of them.
Okay, I can just
use all three of your eyes.
Perfect.
Okay,
all three of my eyes.
And then your fourth eye is for me too. So you look at me too. Because I'm important. Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna be cross-eyed by the time we finish, but that's okay.
Oh wow, that is like. Do you see that?
Yes. We look like a abstract painting.
Better?
Oh, that's a lot better. Yeah, now you fixed it.
Perfect. Okay.
Good.
So I'm gonna call you in. So if
Okay.
you don't mind going backstage.
I'll do that.
Okay, guys! Woo! I'm so excited. Oh, let's bring this down. Okay. Promise, guys, we're gonna get it right the first time, okay? Okay, guys, I am so excited today. Why? Because today is a Saturday, and it is 11 a.m., and we all know what that means. That means it is time for the Stepping Over Talk Show, where Beijing Rogers, your host, that's me. By the way, I'm Beijing Rogers, just in case, Beijing Rogers, your host, steps into the lives of other millennials. She's coming soon. Of other millennials to hear their story of how they woke up and deviated from the norm. And hopefully their story empowers you, all of you watching, to empower your life to do the same, to also wake up and deviate from the norm. So I am going to bring our amazing guest on the stage. And her name is, drum roll please. See, to get a drum roll wasn't in the budget. So hopefully next Saturday, that will be in the budget. But her name is Rebecca Smith.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, look how beautiful she is. Their little shoulder cut off. Ooh, scandalous.
Comes out.
Yeah. I love it. Wait, should I do it to mine too? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bring it down.
Oh, we're
Get the
twinsies.
shimmy.
Yeah. Okay, let's shimmy it.
Ready? We're in Latin America.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that. And we can kiss from cheek to cheek.
Yes.
But if that
kiss.
It's so funny because every time I go back home to the Bahamas and I greet someone, my first instinct is mwah, mwah. And so it's so hilarious. I replay it back in my head because they go for the hug, obviously, but I go for their cheek. Like your girl wants their cheek, And when I go for the cheek, they're awkward. What are you trying to do to me?
What's
she's
harassing me.
Right? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. We have our first guest. Hello, Alvank. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned. We have Rebecca with us, and we're so excited to hear her story. Alvank, if you have any questions, comments, whatever, send them through, okay? Send them through. Just wanted to check something. Okay, we're good. Sorry, we're good. Okay, guys, we are live here on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Wow.
So you can switch between all of them just to see Rebecca Smith. Rebecca Smith, like John Smith.
Exactly. I always say, or I've always said, he was my great grandfather, John Smith.
I love
because
that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Have the name, use it.
Right? Why not? Who's John Smith? For those of them who probably don't know. Oh, we've got another guest here on Instagram.
Yes.
Can you pronounce
That's
that?
my friend. Well, that's his tag.
Okay.
But his name is Darren.
Oh, hi, Darren.
Yeah, his last name's Lucas. So
Okay.
Yes.
So
Hi,
that's
Darren.
why we got Lucas Joe 12.
Yes.
Lucas Joe 12. Again, any embarrassing stories you want to put on that bad boy for Rebecca, we are with you. Okay.
We're tight.
Okay.
But yeah, nice to see you, Darren.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Oh man, this is great. And remember, any questions you have for Rebecca anytime during the show, put in.
Yeah, or do the wave. I see you can wave at people.
Yeah.
Wave at us.
Okay, like the wave.
Yeah, the wave. Let's do the wave.
Okay, man, let us dive into this.
Let's go.
Okay, Rebecca, are you ready?
I think so.
Are you ready for me to step into your life?
Okay, now.
Okay. The suspense.
Okay, now.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, let's share, with everyone how we connected.
Okay.
Where did we create and build our relationship?
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So, as you know, or should know, or if you don't know, we are in Santiago, Chile right now, South America, and we both live here.
Yes.
So another thing that maybe you know about Beijing, or if you know me, you know about me, is that we are both English teachers.
Yes, we are.
We speak the English.
Yes, we do.
So we actually work in the same company.
Yes,
English.
we do.
So hashtag dynamic English.
There it is.
Yes.
Y'all all should be watching this right now,
Yeah.
honestly. Support your own, huh?
We'll
Support your own.
Tag them in there later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we teach in the same English company. And honestly, I have seen before some of Beijing's stuff, like from YouTube or Facebook or Instagram.
Really?
And yeah, just before I had seen your name and stuff floating around. And I really admire it. I mean, anyone that's, not just living the...
Okay, keep it cool. We gotta keep it cool. Here, makeup, please. Retouch. Okay, thank you. Oh, that's the sweetest. You're the sweetest.
Yeah, so that's how we know each
Wow.
other.
And then in person, we saw each other at the photo shoot.
Yes.
In person, we saw each other at the photo shoot. Hello, Anto Guterres. I cannot pronounce your last name. She's actually my student.
She's Antonieta.
What?
Her name, Anto.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. No. Her name is Antonia. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hi, Antonia. Thanks for stepping in with us. Okay, she's actually my student. Oh, this is so funny.
Waves.
Oh, hi. Look at the wave.
Welcome.
Okay, guys. So that is where we met. Well, she admired me from afar. It was super cool. Thank you for that. And I also heard of her because she was you got a new position in the company. I was like, look at my girl, and we finally met in persona, which means person, at the company photo shoot, video shoot that we had together. Yeah. And that was great. Good. Very good. Okay. And the reason why, I think it's important, to know like where you created and built your relationship is because it is important to create and build relationships because I believe like that is the first steps of like changing the world, if you live life alone, then that's really depressive and lonely and you don't know what's going on around you. But if you take that step, outside to just say, hey, who are you? Tell me who you are.
Yeah.
You never know if you can connect, and that's just step one of the rest of your journey.
And you know what, though, too? That's not easy for everyone. And
It's
I know because I am not a natural born extrovert, or I love to be alone.
Yes.
So I know now it's more easy, but back in the day when I just wanted nothing to do with most people, it really is more rewarding to step out, get out there, meet people, make relationships, make connections.
Yes.
I believe it.
Yes, Rebecca. Yes, and me too. Like people don't know this, but like I'm pretty shy too. But
really?
I love the.
I understand.
I do get shy, but I just have to swallow that and just walk in the room. So yeah, thanks guys for being with us. Let us move on to the next question. Okay.
She corrected her name.
Antonia.
Antonia. I got you.
Antonia. I'm going to hear about this on Tuesday.
Sorry.
Okay, good. Okay, so now we're getting into the great stuff. Now we're going to hear about... Yeah, come on, bring it, guys. Bring it. That's hilarious. Okay, tell us about yourself. what is your story, Rebecca?
Okay, I'm assuming a brief version.
Yeah.
So I am from America. I'm specifically from North Carolina.
Sorry, I just had to say America. Okay,
America, exactly. And maybe my accent isn't very strong, but I'm from the South, from North Carolina.
Wow!
So shout out to Darren that's watching. We're from the same city.
Nice.
So a small city in North Carolina. So to be in the big city of Santiago is definitely out of my comfort zone, or out of my what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was born and raised there, and for some reason, I just really had a spirit to travel and explore different places, meet different people. Because where I live, everyone's pretty the same.
Yeah.
I mean, we have variations, but we have about the same kind of beliefs and same. We don't look the same, but we look the same.
Yeah, we understand that.
Yeah,
yes, we understand that.
So it can get not boring, but I don't know. For my spirit, I was born to fly. There's an old song like that, but I was born to fly.
I love that. Born to fly.
Yeah, and one thing that I know that Beijing and I have in common is that we are both believers and followers of Jesus Christ.
We are. So, best thing about ourselves.
Yeah, so I can't not mention that about myself, because I want it to be the defining thing about me. So yeah, it's brought me here to Santiago, where I teach English. I taught English.
But why Santiago?
Okay, so something else that brought me here. I studied here in 2014.
No way, that's my year.
Yes, when you studied here.
But in Viña, but in Chile, yes.
In Viña though. Okay, well I studied here in Santiago, and I met a boy. So
now we're getting juicy.
Yeah, so those boys, he doesn't do social media a lot, so he's not watching. But he probably won't watch. But anyway, he kind of brought me back here.
No way. Oh, you're still with him?
Yeah.
No way. 4 years later. Oh my gosh.
Or we'll be together almost 4 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, so this is something that I probably should have been discussed ahead of time, but like, how old are you?
Oh, I am 25.
So, yes, I see that. 25. So you were like 21.
Or when I first came, I turned 21 here. So
oh
I was
my
baby.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. So
I was 19 when I was there.
Wow, you were a baby.
Yeah.
You were a real baby.
Yeah. I was like coming out of the womb.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was in the cradle.
Yeah, you already know how to sleep on your own.
But yeah. So
wow.
We're still together.
What's his name?
Diego.
Shout out to Diego.
Yes. I'll make him watch it.
Yeah. He'll have the YouTube link. He'll also subscribe and he'll watch it later. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, so off camera, I'm gonna have to meet him. Okay, would love that. Okay, guys, I didn't know that. We're knowing things at the same time. Okay, beautiful, wonderful. So that's what brought you to Santiago.
Yeah, I mean, I like the city too.
Yeah,
and I taught English in South Korea a year. I teach English online, so I knew I could come here and teach English.
Yeah,
we teach mostly adults, which I prefer.
Yeah,
so it's a good place to be able to do that.
Yeah. I like, the adults are nice too because, the conversations that you have with them.
And you build relationships.
Exactly.
With children you can, but it's like it's more superficial generally. Yeah. And so with adults, you talk about your lives.
Yeah.
You talk about like real stuff.
Yeah.
The problems, their joys, their pains.
Yes.
So I really enjoy that.
Yes. And with the young ones, especially if they're listening, my young students, because I have a couple teenagers. With them it's great too. It's hard to get information from them, but with time when they warm up to you, they're like, "Well, you're like, okay, too much talk."
Yeah,
but everyone's great. Yeah, everyone's great. Okay, so Rebecca, we have heard your story. Now, can you tell us the moment when you had your wake up moment?
Wake up moment. So I was thinking about that because we are talking about deviating from the norm and waking up and doing that. So for me though, honestly, and I'm always like this with things, I generally don't have a lot of moments like where it just hits me in the face.
Yeah.
maybe I process things slowly. Maybe that's why. But I'm generally kind of like, instead of a wave hitting me, it's like the water just kind of like floats up over me until one day I just like realized that I realized something.
Interesting.
Yeah. So for me, honestly, I already mentioned that that I have a relationship with Christ. So I think too, from a young age, I've been trying to deviate from the norm.
Yeah.
In that sense, because.
So you also think that Jesus deviated from the norm?
Yeah.
Thank you for all of you who were battling me about you know how I actually came up with that phrase, to wake up and deviate from the norm. Mm-hmm. It was given to me by God. Like he was the one. Yeah. And side story is, I was asked to speak at British Royal School, which is one of the Chilean schools here. And I was like, oh my God. And before I do a speaking engagement, I always pray, like, Lord, like, what do these children need to hear? Like, what do the youth need to hear? And all of a sudden, like, wake up and deviate from the norm came to me. And I was like, wait, what does it mean? And yeah. And so, like, with the time, the journey of me, like, writing the speech, God has, like, uncovered more and more and more, like, what that meant. Oh my gosh. Cannot even believe that's happening.
That's movie star. You know that movie star.
Yeah. We're still good? I don't even. Okay, I think we're still good. Whew, guys, no calls. Yeah, no calls. Comments, okay? Comments, comments and questions. No calls. But yeah. So yeah.
No, for sure.
That's wonderful.
And actually, that was gonna be part of my spiel. Was Christ was one of the original wake up and deviate, and really whether you have a relationship with him and believe in the Bible, I think almost everyone, historians can agree that Jesus Christ existed.
Yes.
He was a good person. So whether you believe in his divinity or not, I don't think you can really argue that he, one, existed or not, but then that he deviated from the norm, because we still have him as this historic figure that he did all these things and lived a kind of a pure life, which is definitely deviating from the norm, especially in today's culture.
Yes.
But yeah, so no, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for me in my life, like I said, as far as the moment, I don't know if I have like a specific moment. But I think throughout life, I've had little moments where I'm like, well, girl, you need to check yourself, like about specific things in my life that I was doing wrong. Because I think the world, a lot of times they tell us like, don't change who you are. And I see that, like, don't change, to please people. Yeah. But then again, I think if there's wrong things in your life or ways you can improve, change yourself.
Yeah, get that out of there.
Yeah. I mean, be better.
Yes.
I mean, we can always improve. We can always change. So
we can. Yeah. We can always improve.
Yes.
And we can always.
I like the quote. It's targeting. I don't know. It might be anonymous, but it's like, "You're not a tree, so move," or something like that. So it's like.
I love how simple that is.
Yeah, exactly. So very simple, but very deep. Yes. Because you don't have to stay in the same place or do the same things. You make choices. You change, and maybe you don't have the ability to move to a different country or to do something big, but little by little, poco a poco, as we say,
the little things.
Yeah, you can change and deviate.
Yes, love it.
That's a good word. You good vocabulary.
Yeah,
to those students listening.
There you go. I love that. I really love that, and I love how you put in perspective, the ties between your life and the life of Jesus, and how that comes together. I love that. I love that.
Try to make it overlap.
Yes, thank you, because the goal is for us to be Christ-like. And that is the goal. So as many steps that we can take toward that, that goal, and the better we're off.
Yeah. For sure.
So that's good. And again, like you said, that is not what society tells us to be like that. Society says, be selfish, make money, kind of. It's like,
especially here. No. This was part of my thing, like living in Santiago. It's always like the city culture is such like me ahead. Like I gotta be first in line. I gotta get on the metro first. Yeah. That's like my pet peeve.
Yeah. And I'm not even gonna lie. Like I struggle with that a lot because like too. I am so like
aggressive.
Yeah. To the point where like I don't even like taking Ubers anymore because it's like, oh my gosh, if I was driving right now, I would have been already to this light stop, you know, like, but, and I know like he wants my money, so he's going to take longer than, you know, but it's just like, because I drive in the city now, like I know the routes now and I know like what can happen and stuff. So when I'm in an Uber, it's just like, I almost kind of go crazy. So sometimes I don't even look at the road. I just like listen to music or read a book,
to distract yourself.
You know, because, and I like am fighting inside to be like, hey, like, can you go a bit faster? Like, hey, you could have gone in front of that car. Like, what you doing? Like, what you doing with my tax?
Girl,
so
I take
so that
the
struggle.
bus. I take the bus so much. So yeah, you just have to like disconnect from that. Because
yeah.
otherwise you will be crazy.
Yeah, man. You gotta. Oh, and that's a struggle. You know, like be first, and you know, efficiency, effectiveness. Not that that's bad, but it's just like balance. Where's the balance? You know. So yeah, that is correct. Okay, Rebecca. So we know that you didn't have a specific wake up moment, but there are little wake up moments throughout your journey. So now I really want to hear when you took your first step of deviation and what form did that step look like? Yeah,
so I think obviously one big step is if you do choose, in our cases, to have a relationship with Christ. Like that's like automatic deviation from the norm for me,
especially in this day. Like, like I don't know, like growing up, oh yeah, like everyone was, you know, Christian kind of, but now, like millennials, like it's like,
and to kind of stay Christian because I think probably where we lived, it's very Christian culture.
Yeah.
I'm from, as we say, the Bible Belt, so it's like everyone's a believer. Everyone, is a Christian. But I think these days,
shoot the eggs.
She was cooking eggs, I think, because I don't think they're part of this video. I'm gonna keep talking, Beijing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The house almost burnt down. I was smelling something.
Your house.
I know.
I didn't even smell it.
I was smelling something.
Oh, I smell it now.
Yeah, I was smelling something. Oh, I should have opened the windows too. But I was smelling something and I was like, did I pope? And pope means like fart in the Bahamas. And I was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, did Rebecca do that? I mean, like, I feel like she would hold that in, you know?
I'm a professional.
You know? And so I was just like, wait, the eggs. Okay, so I'm going to be right back. I'm going to open the doors. Okay. Guys, there's a commercial break starring Rebecca.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to elaborate on what she asked me about, so my steps. So, yeah, as far as being a Christian this day and age, I'm sure a lot of people, especially if you're from a Christian culture, you can relate to this and to me, to us, because this day, it's not popular. It's not popular to say, you know, this is right, this is wrong, black and white, what the Bible says type of thing. But that's one way that I deviate from the norm. Another way would be teaching English for me, or a big step that I again that's not technically normal, is to move abroad and teach English. Like I said, first I moved to South Korea, and that was a big, far away thing to go there and teach English. And now I'm here teaching English, especially where I live. It is not normal to just up and leave and go somewhere else, somewhere different, basically outside of America. Yeah. So that's a big deviation.
So I was trying to save my house and making sure, like,
she did a good job.
Yeah, you know that like the house didn't burn down and I didn't kill Rebecca and my show. So if you just like one line, the step of you deviating from the norm was coming to.
Well, I said after the whole, you know, being a believer type thing in this day and age, but then teaching English, but like going abroad
to do it.
Most people, when they hear I do that or that I was going to, they're like, wait, really?
Yes.
Like, you going like forever for 6 months?
Yes.
Because automatically they always jump to like, oh, you're going, you know, for 3 months to somewhere. And I'm like, no, I'm moving.
Yeah.
I'm going to live there. And then afterwards they're like, oh, so you're never coming back. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Because I think that's a millennial thing too. We're very like, we're going to go live somewhere for a few years. And call it a day, or you know, like we don't have to have like a definite 5-year, 10-year plan. Which I like. I'm basically like like, I know what I'm doing during this hour. I have the show with Beijing,
Yeah.
and then afterwards we'll kind of see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I feel like some of me is millennial, and then the other half of me is baby boomer. Because like I'm so type A, where I feel like a lot of millennials like are becoming like type B kind of. I don't know, but so like I'm so type A where like I have my days planned out or whatever. But then like, but just because like that is how I'm structured. And I think what's important though, whether you're type A or type B, it's balance to be, you know, to settle between the two. You know, not so much.
I plan enough for my classes. You know, if you're a teacher, you have to plan it out a little.
Yeah, I mean, just a little.
Yes.
But great. Okay, great. So your wake up moment was a little, you know, little moments throughout your journey, and you know, your first step of deviation was teaching English, and then you took that huge step to travel abroad, which is huge. Which is huge.
Danny.
Oh, Danny Fuentes. Do you know Danny Fuentes?
I don't think so, but the name sounds familiar.
Yeah. Danny Fuentes. Do you know this lady, this beautiful lady? Just comment everything you want. Ask a question. Do what you want here on the Stepping Over Talk Show with Rebecca Smith. Hi, Danny. Okay, Dans. We are on to the next question.
Awesome.
Okay,
I'm ready. I think.
Now we're getting real deep. Okay, this is time when you're just gonna have to be vulnerable and be authentically you, because the question is,
okay,
what is your greatest fear?
Oh, my greatest fear
on this journey of waking up and deviating from the norm, and is it still a fear? That's a good. You got
question.
Some water. You know, you can take a sip.
Yeah,
you know, you can clear that throat. Clear that throat. Take that phlegm out. You know.
No, one thing, I don't know. For me, I'm not in general a fearful person. Yes. Or I am, but in a very in a safe way. You know, like something's dangerous. I have a small sense of fear.
Yes.
So in a normal way. But in general, I'm not I mean, I moved to Chile.
Yes.
And I went before to South Korea on my own. So I'm not too scared of things.
Yes. My girl is fearless. Okay. You're talking to the golden girl right here. Okay.
Well, we'll have to get to the golden part. They might get confused about the golden part. No, I actually think though a big fear for me is to be emotional. I am not an emotional person. And that's hard in Latino culture.
Yes.
Because it's very emotional.
Very.
Yes. And so with my boyfriend, a lot of times he'll be like, what's wrong? If he knows something's bothering me, what's wrong? And it's not that I'm cranky or salty about it. It's just I don't know how to tell him, what's happening. So for me, it's really hard. That's one of my biggest fears, to be vulnerable and just really open, because it's just hard for me. It's not my personality.
It's not your forte.
No, but it's a
very
good thing.
Interesting.
It's a good thing to develop.
Yes.
I think.
So how's the communication though?
Yeah, no.
Is that
the thing with that, because I'm not emotional?
Yeah.
And especially probably for a woman, I do think in general there's less problems communicating, just because I'm pretty chill. So I'm not gonna be how dare you eat my last cracker or something. I don't
blasphemy.
Exactly. I'm not gonna get super upset about things that sometimes women can get upset about.
Yeah.
So that helps in that aspect. Yeah. But some other times, if I really have something on my heart, either I don't say it or it takes me a while to get it out there. Yeah. It's just stuck in my throat.
Yeah.
So it can impede our communication a bit. And not just with him, with my family too.
Yeah. Do you have siblings?
I have a brother, so if he eventually, he's not a really social media person, but if he eventually sees it, hi. And
hi, brother.
I meant to say, because I know my mom, she messaged me this morning and said, hello, my famous daughter.
Yeah, that's so cute.
So she's probably not watching live, maybe, I don't know. But she'll watch it after. So hi, Mom. I love you.
Shout out to Mom.
Yes.
Shout out to Mom.
Hi, Mom.
You created this. You had a partner, obviously that helped you, but you created this, and your girl is a golden girl, okay?
Yes. You raised me that way.
Yes. Oh, okay. We're just going to take a commercial break, okay?
My mom is an emotional one, so she'll probably be crying right now watching this.
I love it. We're gonna take a commercial break right now, so I just go to the side, just cry a bit, and then we'll come back and start. So I'm the emotional one in this relationship. Okay,
it's a good balance. Right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, last year was the worst year of my entire life, and I knew that I was emotional, but last year just heightened my emotions, where like just anything would tick me off, and I just cry. Or like, and I think my emotional journey in terms of like feeling like empathy and compassion and stuff came from movies. Because I am a sucker for inspirational movies.
Okay.
And when I watch an inspirational movie, I die.
You're just
inside.
in there.
Like, I am in there, like no one else is around. Guys, pretend like the spotlight's on me right now, and I'm just like, like it just touches me. And one of the movies that I really love are the animated children movies. That they
sometimes those are intense.
Bringing out. Yeah, so deep, so profound. And the one that my little sister and I watched was Sing. And Sing is about this hippo who's a girl, and she wants to sing on stage. And long story short, she finally got her opportunity to do it. And when it happened, it started off as a slow song, and then it built up. And Basha and I were the only ones in the theater. And when it happened, Basha and I stood up and we started like clapping and like dancing. And and I was like just crying through it because a lot of it relates to like my life and the goals that I want to bring into fruition and stuff. So it was just so touching, it's just so inspiring, and it just it's so inspiring. Made me get off my feet and just shout, like deviate from the norm in that theater, because you don't do that. But yeah, so yeah, about that emotional rant.
Well, that's long story short. That's my weakness.
Yeah,
that and chocolate. So
I mean, it's so funny. People watching this would look at that and be like, "Really? That is your weakness?
No,
that is your favorite."
I'm sure I have other ones or other fears. Yes, no, I'm sure that the list is long, but that's the first one that came to mind.
Yeah, but that's just other people are just like, "Whoa, like you go, girl." Like that
means I don't like spiders either. So
that's
a fear, but I didn't think that's what you meant.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to get with the picture, Rebecca.
I'm trying. I'm new to this. So.
You're an amateur. I get that. Okay.
She's a professional. She said that's what I told her before. I said, Beijing, you do this a lot. So if I mess up or if I just like don't say anything, or I don't know, then you just take it away.
Yeah. Okay.
And I knew she would. So
okay, that is wonderful. I just saw that we have another guest, Adorn Major. Thank you, Adorn Major, for joining us today on the Stepping Over Talk Show here with Rebecca Smith.
Oh,
you just missed her greatest fare. But you know what? We're not going to repeat it. So you're just going to have to watch the video on your own.
You can guess.
Hi, Adorn. Hi. Okay, great. So thank you for being vulnerable and authentic with us to share your greatest fear. And I think to be vulnerable and authentic is the goal, especially in this world where everyone hides behind the screen. And for us to, be able to share the greatest fears amongst each other is an amazing way to connect, to bring those walls down and say, hey, this is who I am, you know? And in doing that, it also opens up the opportunity for someone to care for you better, to love you better, because you decided to say, let me take these walls down, So yeah, thank you for doing that. That's really strong of you. Love it. I'm pretty sure that they loved it too. Okay.
They said, Adorn Major said, repeat.
I mean, you can if you want.
Okay, my fear was dealing with my emotions. So now you know. The secret's out.
Yeah, the secret's out.
I'm not emotional.
For the second time.
I don't know if you can relate, but I'm not an emotional person, so it's hard for me to be vulnerable to people about my emotions.
And it's hard for everyone. It's not, it doesn't come
it's
easy
not natural
at all.
No.
It's not natural at all. And there's what, the second time we ever seen each other face to face, and my girl is saying this.
Yeah.
What?
But this is why it's good to do this type of thing, because we can share.
Yes.
We can share like this.
Yes. Right? And sharing is caring, guys.
Yes.
Don't ever forget it. Okay, guys. So moving on to the next question. Do you regret waking up and deviating from the norm? Do you regret listening to that wake up moment and taking action by taking that first step of deviation to where you are today?
No. No. And, part of my whole thing, I don't know if there was another question when we were going to get to this, but, the title for today was The Golden Girl.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to do with me being perfect or being
little paper ball so I can take. I'm just kidding. That was really violent.
No, it's more about when Beijing and I were talking about from the Bible, but I think everyone knows kind of the golden rule.
Yes.
At least that's what it's called in English. Which is do to others what you want them to do to you.
Yes.
So living kind of this lifestyle. So and that's awesome being open. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Or I try to be. So for me, I don't regret trying to live this lifestyle. And I think it is a big deviation from the norm because, like we already talked about, people are like, me. Yeah. I'm going to do it. I do this. When I'm getting on the metro, I have used, these are like Sepoy nice sharp elbows here. I have used them. I'm not that proud of it. Yeah. I've used them
those
to get on the metro.
Weapons.
Yes, they really are. I think I have some pretty pointed ones.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times I have to step back and then be like, wow, you need to calm down. You need to put others first because I don't want someone elbowing me. I would love someone to be like, hey, after you.
Yeah.
So that's what I need to do to others. And I think if more people did that, then how would the world be?
Yeah. That's, you got two choices. Elbow them or pass them through.
Yeah. At least on the metro.
Yeah. At least on the metro. But that is something, the little things. Yeah. That's just a tiny little thing in your lifestyle.
I've never regretted. Like if I let someone pass, I'm never like, oh, I should have elbowed them. Yeah. Exactly. No, I never regret that decision. Yeah. Or anytime, anything like that happens, I'm never like, oh, I should have been selfish.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna be like that. And afterwards, you're always like, oh, that's a good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well done. Yeah. And that's the thing too, sometimes I feel like we forget that being good or trying to be good or trying to do the golden rule, not that this should be the goal, but you also feel 10 times better about yourself because you took out the time to do that, because you decided to say hey, your girl does not want to do this right now, but I should. So let me try it, and you do it. Yeah. You're like, whoa! And then you're maybe you're like, come on, everyone get on that train.
I'm gonna drive the train.
We're gonna play some inspirational music. No, but so I think we forget that we also feel better about ourselves too. Yeah. When we do good.
Yeah. Well, it's the classic, the more you give, the more you want to give, because it's almost like an addictive feeling. And that's a little secret about the golden rule. The more you do it, the easier it is. Yes. It's not not always, but in general, you always have this mindset. And that's my goal in my life, to always be trying to put others first. Yes. And obviously not in every decision of my life as far as oh, what should I wear today? What would others want me to wear? No, not like that. But just being kind. Yeah. I mean, in general, it's being kind, loving others, and not romantic love, but you look at people and you have to. For me, I take them. Okay, God, show me how you see people, because for me, a lot of times I don't really like people. So I see them as like, oh my gosh, this is a thing in my way, or something.
Not even a human. It's like an object, okay?
An
object.
It's just like people are messy and people are hard to deal with a lot of times. And I'm a very independent person, so I don't like rely on people. So for me, a big thing that I pray about all the time is like, God, show me how to like care for people, to be compassionate, to like have patience. Oh my gosh, patience.
Yes.
That's like every day, patience.
Yes. I am with you on that one. For me, it's patience and selfishness.
Mm.
Woo! Those two.
But those are like some of the easiest ones to focus, or like to focus on yourself. It's one of the easiest things to do.
Yes. Oh wow, that was great, Rebecca, man. You got all of us thinking. I'm glad that you decided to vent on this show, because it's great to reflect, to say like, oh, like this is how I am, but this is how I should be acting. Like you said, this is how I am toward people. No, not even people, sorry, objects. This is how I am toward objects, but this is how I should act toward them, So it's always great to take that time to vent it out, and I'm glad that you did that on the Stepping Over Talk Show.
Well, I'm glad to share it.
Yes, I'm sure that a lot of them are thinking right now.
I hope so.
Get those minds ticking, guys. Get them ticking. Okay, so we have arrived to the part of the show where you have only 30 seconds.
Yes.
30 seconds, okay? 30. Yeah,
that's good.
Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah.
I don't know how it's supposed to be.
You know what? My producers are just going to look over that.
They'll edit it.
I didn't fire them. So, okay. So you have 30 seconds to give the young generation, the millennials, advice to help them, to further empower them on their journey.
Great.
Okay.
I told you I was like not ad-libbing this, but I was, kind of going with the flow. This is one of the only parts that I planned more.
Okay.
You gotta, people in presentations, they kind of pay attention to the first part and the last part.
Yes.
This is near the last. So you want to send it out with a big bang.
A bang, yes.
Exactly.
Okay, my girl, you got 30 seconds starting now.
Okay, I was like, am I eating into it? All right, so talking about the golden rule, my end part is more a challenge. So to all of you watching, all the people that will watch, I want you, I talked about, for me being patient with people, that kind of thing. I want you to think on something you can do this weekend, this week, today, tomorrow, whenever. How you can live.
We are out of there. We are out of there. I love that. No, I love that. Challenge. Making them do something now. I like that.
Well, and it's doable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can do it when you're at work.
Well, if you're
when you're getting coffee.
Today's Saturday. A lot of people stay at home. But with your family, wash the dishes, okay? Or do something nice for your mom.
I think that's literally prophetic, you saying that, because mom just asked me right before the show, Beijing, you have to wash the dishes today. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. And Mother Bear is probably watching this right now. But that was a prophetic word, so I don't know what she's talking about, Mother Bear. Okay. But let's give it another example, please.
Different example. How about wash clothes? No, any washing. No. Or if you go out, if you go to the mall, I don't know, look for opportunities. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Or just hang out with a friend that you have not hung out with in a very long time.
Yeah, hit someone up. Be like, how's it going? Maybe someone, I don't know, they've been going through a hard time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or someone you feel like you don't even get along well with, and you feel that friction every time you're in the same room. That happens to me. So, maybe you send them a text and like clear the water.
Yeah. Think about, I was thinking about the whole 90s, at least American fad of WWJD. Like, we had the bracelets.
Yes.
Like, that's literally, it goes with the golden rule. So it's cheesy, or it's like a cliche now, but I totally believe it.
I like that.
Ask yourself right now, what would Jesus do? Whether you believe in him, like in a more spiritual aspect or not, you can still believe like a historical aspect and say, what would he do? And then do it.
Not to cut you off, but Danny says she has got to go. She loves everything we are talking about. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you, Dane Fuentes.
Great to have you here.
So great to have you on the Stepping Over Talk.
Hugs.
And kisses.
Yes.
And shimmies.
Shimmy it out, Danny.
Shimmy it out. Okay. She's like, but guys, I really gotta go. Okay. Mwah. Besos. Okay, so challenge. Yeah, guys, you got it. Oh, we just got a new viewer. Hey, Nacho. I haven't seen you in forever. Since I studied abroad here in Del Mar. Okay. 4 years. 4 years.
Welcome back into Beijing's life.
Yeah, 4 years. Now I have a talk show.
Look at her.
No, and I have the talk show with the one, the only, Rebecca Smith.
Yes, at least for today. So good day to join us.
Yes, the Golden Girl. And she just challenged you. Yes, you, my friend. She just challenged you to use the golden rule in your life today.
Yes, be thinking about it.
Yep. And we gave it examples. But you're going to have to come with your own examples. Because the first example she gave, I do not like.
So that's Beijing.
Yeah.
Beijing's rule for today.
Yeah. Oh, man. What if the house did burn down? That's horrible. That's horrible. Edit. Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about with that, then we have someone accepting the challenge.
Yes,
awesome.
There you go. Thank you for that, Adorn. Way to be a contributor to goodness. I just made that up. I literally just made that up. Okay, Rebecca, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. You know, your story of how you woke up and deviated from the norm. You know, when those little moments that you had that woke you up, and you know that first step of deviation of teaching English abroad, and you know finding love, you know, and being vulnerable, of sharing your fears with us, and at the end giving us great advice, you know, to keep stepping forward on this journey to wake up and deviate. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, of course. And she made me cry like 2 times. We had 2 commercial breaks, you guys. Like, y'all don't even know. Okay?
I'm not emotional, but I can make Beijing emotional.
Yes. So, guys, as Gandhi says, your life is your message. So, wake up and deviate from the norm. You can do it. If you don't know how, just go on my YouTube channel, subscribe, Eyes of Beijing, comment. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Eyes of Beijing. And where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I don't use it really as like a brand, but I do take some nice pictures of Santiago in my travels. This weekend, I'm traveling to Puerto Varas. So if you want to see some pictures of the beautiful south of Chile, get on my Instagram, rsmith4. rsmith4.
It is so beautiful down south.
So I'm excited.
My gosh. You're going to have a blast. But even so, she might not be a brand, but she is a light in this world. And who doesn't not want to follow a light? I do. Okay. So if you just want to chat it up with her because you just love what she said today, chat it up. And I know she would love to tell my producers to like put the camera up. Ready? We're up. Guys, it's all about that imagination. But guys, remember, it's not about you. It is not about you. I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for Rebecca, and she's not doing this for herself either. This is for the next generations, okay? Because when we leave this earth, what will you leave? You know, what do you want to be remembered for? Who have you impacted? What have you contributed? You know, and that is the point for the next generations, okay? So, us, Beijing, and Rebecca are out of here. Peace. Any last words?
I just agree with Adorn. She liked your challenge to do the dishes.
Yeah.
So you gotta get on that.
Yeah, man. Okay.
She's gonna post later a picture. Let's make Beijing post a picture of her doing the dishes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that pressure.
She's loving me right now.
Yeah, like never calling you back on the show. I'm just kidding. Okay, guys, we are out. Yeah. So because I fired everyone, I'm just gonna, do it myself to just turn off. So goodbye, Instagram. Thank you for everything. And goodbye. Instagram is out of there.
All right. Moving on.
Save. Share. And YouTube, you are out of there.